He's fine with it. And I know what people are trying to create a narrative about Odell's going to start throwing temper tantrums. Odell wasn't the problem. Odell isn't the problem. He understood what he was getting into. Cooper Kupp is having an outstanding season. He could possibly have the greatest statistical receiving season in NFL history. The guy has over 1,600 yards. He has over 120 catches. He has 14 touchdowns. He averages 12 targets a game. He has 20 more targets than any other player in the league. Odell was under no guise that he was going to come there and rival Cooper Kupp for targets. He had a big first down catch, and it was his PI that directly led to the Rams getting a touchdown. He did what they asked him to do. Yes, would you like to see a couple of those deep balls get connected on between him and Stafford? But it didn't happen. Odell is fine, and I'm not going to let Skip and others try to create a narrative that Odell is going to all of a sudden start saying, well, since I'm not getting the ball, I'm going to be a problem. Odell wasn't the problem in Cleveland. He's not going to be the problem with the Rams. Odell is doing his job. Big first down, big PI that led to a touchdown. Odell is fine. So stop trying to create tension and trouble where there is none.
Was Odell the problem in New York?
He was the problem? No. Hold on. You talked about all the numbers. Odell was a 3-time Pro Bowl player putting up all these big. Now he was a problem. Now he's not putting up numbers. He's not complaining. Now he's still a problem.
Well, he got like 10 targets a game in New York, and he had 10 tantrums a game when he didn't get 10 targets, right?
So he's not getting the targets.
Okay.
He's keeping his head down. He's working. So what's the problem now?
So once upon a time, not that long ago, when Odell suddenly became a free agent because Cleveland just flat out released him.
Yeah.
I made a statement right here on this show, sitting right here in this chair, that he was the most overhyped free agent in NFL history. And I stand by that statement because there are so many Odell idolaters out there, people who buy into his mystique on social media. And I give you that mystique. He is a powerhouse on social media. No longer on the field is he a powerhouse. That guy who made the greatest catch in NFL history once upon a time long ago against my Dallas Cowboys and Brandon Yu's car on a Sunday night game at New York, a game that Dallas won, actually, that launched him into a career of the equivalent of an NFL Harlem Globetrotter, where the show he puts on before the game is even better than the show he could put on the field during the game. So that his visibility, his overall mystique rose to a point that he couldn't live up to it on the field.
He did, though, but he went to 3 straight Pro Bowls in New York.
Okay, and they went to one playoff game. In the first series of that playoff game, on third down, he dropped a ball right in his hands, and then a little later in the first quarter, he dropped a touchdown pass that hit him in the hands in the back of the end zone. That after he led his receivers on the off day on Monday to prepare for that game on the frozen tundra to South Beach to be on a yacht with Trey Songz.
Skip, what he did then is well documented.
Okay.
But how does that have an impact on what he's doing now?
Because history, as you well know, will almost always repeat. You to know what's going to happen, you have to look at what has happened. And his history would be that all of a sudden he's going to be reading all of his responses, and they're going to get under his skin and into his psyche, and he's going to start saying, God, why aren't they throwing me the ball more? 3 targets on a nationally televised game?
Guess what? Remember, he had another first down that got called back by illegal formation.
Okay.
So he would have had 2 first down catches and a big PI that led to a touchdown.
Okay.
Look, he's not going to get the targets. Cooper Kupp is number 1. Cooper Kupp is number 2. And then Jefferson, Higbee, and then Odell. Odell understands that. Odell wanted an opportunity to go somewhere. The places he had the opportunity to go. He had an opportunity to go to the Chiefs, had an opportunity to go to Green Bay, had an opportunity to go to the Rams. And he felt the Rams was best for him. At the end of the day, you got to do when you're a free agent, Skip, yes, he has a girlfriend. They're expecting a new baby. I think she's out. Well, she was going to go wherever he goes. But he felt most comfortable being in L.A. Got no problem with that. I mean, is it a bad situation? I mean, you're going to play with Aaron Rodgers. You're going to play with Patrick Mahomes, Matthew Stafford in a dome.
Okay. a lot of people still believe he's the best receiver in pro football.
Nobody
they're
believes
caught
that.
up. They're blinded by
nobody
the
believes
light.
that. Nobody
Okay?
believes. It's going to be hard pressed to say that he's a top 10. Given the last 3 years, I don't believe you'll find one GM. I don't believe you'll find one player that says Odell currently is a top 10 player. Now, he can get out of this season, have another offseason, which he doesn't have injury. He doesn't have to rehab from anything. I think Odell can find. I don't know if he'll ever be what he was at the height in New York. I don't know if he can get back to that. But I do believe that if he can stay healthy for the remaining of this season, it will do wonders for him because being injured messes with your mind. You heard Tom say it the other night, Skip, after when the diagnosis about Chris Godwin. He says, you're never the same. It messes with you.
That's after an ACL. And he has had an ACL.
He has ACL.
Yep.
So it takes some time for you to get back and like, okay, I'm fine. And so if he can get past that, but I love the way he's handled it. It's tough to see one guy get 14, 15 targets a game, and I'm only getting 4 and 5. So I start to press, but I haven't seen Odell do that yet. So I commend him for not pressing, and he's not going to be an issue. I can assure you that I don't say I guarantee it, but I feel very comfortable in saying that he's not going to be the problem. He's not going to complain about his targets. He's just going to go out there, do his job, and when called upon, he's going to make the play.
I will believe that when I see it or don't
You're seeing
hear
it right now.
Don't hear it.
Are you seeing it right now?
I'm not seeing much from Odell Beckham Jr., and he's only 29 years of age, but I did first guess this. I did say that over his last 4 years, he's had 4 big injuries, 3 of which required surgery.
Yes.
And the worst of the surgeries was the ACL. It's hard for a receiver who relies on speed and quickness to come completely off an ACL and ever be quite the same, quite as explosive as he was back in his New York days.
Oh, he can do it. Because I watched Jerry Rice do it. I watched Jerry Rice come back from an ACL tear at the first game against Tampa and come back and catch 2 touchdowns
Most
against
people
us.
believe Jerry Rice is the greatest ever.
Who doesn't believe it? I don't know what they believe in.
Okay, well, I believe Michael Irvin is, but that's just me. But that's on team leadership and big playmaking. But the point is, Jerry Rice was a freak of nature in 1,000 different ways.
Yes, he was.
That being number one. Okay, so what have I seen or not seen from Odell Beckham Jr. since he joined the Rams? That's 5 games worth. He's had 28 targets. He's caught 16 balls for 211 yards and 3 touchdowns. Okay, in targets in the league over the last 5 games that he has played, he's tied for 67th.
Okay.
Wow. In catches, he's tied for 69th.
Right.
In yards receiving over the last 5 games, he's tied for 59th.
Right.
Well, that's a lot of 67th and 79th and 59th.
Well, Skip, I mean, you can only do it with the targets. I mean, if they're not throwing you the ball, I mean, how am I going to get yards? How am I going to get touchdowns if they're not throwing the ball?
I saw a touchdown that he caught, a nice one against the Packers, but they were down 36-17 at the time.
Right.
Then I saw a 1-yard touchdown against Jacksonville. That put them up 37-7 in the fourth quarter. And then I saw a pretty good touchdown against Arizona that did put them ahead 7-3. So I'll give you that of the 3 touchdowns. The other 2 are just garbage touchdowns.
I know a guy that made a living off garbage touchdowns. You know him. He has to be quarterback for your team. And you didn't have a problem with that. Remember, but you say he was a warrior. You love the way he fought. Now, Odell is out there. Hey, all I can do is look. They throw a pass. We're up 30 points. They throwing passes. Okay, get in the game, Odell. I'm catching it.
Okay, so he's led teams to how many playoff victories? None. 0.
I mean, but I thought the quarterback play, I thought the receiver's a dependent position. So he's relying on his quarterback.
So maybe in the end, as we look back on his days in Cleveland, maybe it wasn't all Baker's fault.
No.
Interesting.
No, Skip. Skip, I've never said the marriage between Odell and Baker, I didn't say it was anybody's fault. I said, I'm not blaming Baker. I'm not blaming Odell. All I'm saying is for whatever reasons, it didn't work. I see people get, hey, we're still friends. We're going our separate ways, but we've decided to move into the future separate, but forever friends.
Okay.
I don't know if Baker and Odell are friends. All I know, Skip, it didn't work.
I think they used to be friends.
Okay.
I'm not so much now.
Okay, good. Fine. It's
Well,
okay.
especially after Father did what Father did.
Well,
Baker.
and after Skip did what he did, you keep showing the drops. So the dad said, well, let me show you something.
Oh, okay.
Okay, then.
So he's responding to me?
Yeah, I don't know who he responded to,
Then maybe
but everybody saw it.
Maybe I shouldn't be friends with the dad anymore, right?
But everybody
I thought we were friends.
No. Everybody saw what you were doing, and everybody saw the tape that he compiled together of all them horrible throws.
Really? and yet you couldn't really see off the tape where Baker was going with the ball in the first place. Because if I did that with a lot of Shannon Sharpe routes, you'd be saying, why did he throw it to Shannon? He was wide open on that play. Well, he threw it over there.
Well, Skip,
okay?
No. I'm not talking about, look, this ain't about Shannon. I was fine. I understood my role. First of all, we were a running team. It wasn't like we could, you might get, I mean, there were a couple of times I got 12 targets in the game.
Okay.
And I cashed them in. But Skip, this is not, I didn't leave one team and join a team that had a guy that was having a historic season in the middle of that team. It's like, well, y'all got, you know who y'all got over here, right?
So I believe that for billions of Odell idolaters out there who don't know that much about football, it could be said, I think they look at this and say, wait a second. Last night, Cooper Kupp had 13 balls thrown to him, 13?
Yeah.
And Odell had 3?
Yes.
13 to 3?
Van Jefferson had 2.
Yep.
Sonny Michel had 2.
Yep.
Henderson had 2.
Okay, but let's just keep it to Cooper Kupp. And so all those idolaters are saying, wait, this little white guy for the Rams is supposed to be way, way better than Odell Beckham Jr.?
He's having a historic season. Can we not deny that? Give the man credit. Skip.
Okay.
He might win Offensive Player of the Year.
Okay, so will Shannon Sharpe, the Hall of Fame receiver, tight end receiver, will he say that Cooper Kupp is now much better than Odell Beckham Jr.?
Skip, what's the debate in that?
I don't know. Is that what you're saying? I know that's what the stats say.
No, but
is that what your eyes tell you?
Yes, he's better. But
because when we did the debate a couple of weeks back about Cooper Kupp versus Devontae, who's graded the
I'm taking Devontae.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm taking Devontae.
Right.
I think Cooper Kupp is having a better season. I don't think he's a better receiver. Those are two different things.
Okay.
And I tweeted
is
that.
Cooper Kupp a better receiver than Odell is at this stage in age?
Yes.
He is.
Yes. But Skip, that's not a debate. I don't think you're going to get any debate from anybody.
Well, I think a billion people would debate you. All those people who idolize Odell.
Skip, the man has 1,625 yards. He's on pace to go 150 and maybe 2K.
Yeah.
A receiver with 2,000 receivers. Skip, okay, we saw Megatron get close to 2,000. We saw Julio go over 1,900. But we're talking about freaks of nature. We're talking about one guy 6'3", 230, run 4.3. We're talking about another guy 6'4", 245, running 4.3. So we're talking about freaks of nature. We look at Cooper Kupp and we're like, how you do that?
So
but he's phenomenal.
If we did a one-on-one combine workout this afternoon between Odell and Cooper Kupp, who would win that workout?
Cooper Kupp is a better athlete than you think. And I think the thing is, Skip, because he plays the position that's normally dominated by people that look like me.
That is correct.
We underestimate just how talented he is.
Right.
He's faster than you.
Do you think he's being underestimated because of the pigment of his skin?
Of course.
Because do you think that Seattle went into the game thinking we have to take him out of the game? I believe that.
Well, I think the thing is, Skip, is that it's just so hard to double him when he's in the slot. If you notice, like when they put Devontae out wide, I can double him. I can stack the formation. It's kind of hard to stack two guys right behind each other, Skip, somebody in the slot, because that means somebody's going to be wide open or you're going to leave somebody wide open. But Cooper Kupp is better. It's kind of, Skip, I played with Ed McCaffrey, Christian McCaffrey's father. And I saw guys week in and week out underestimate him. Oh, I'm going to D this white dude up.
Okay,
and the next thing you know,
he's 6'.
Eddie Mack was like 6'4" and a half, 6'5".
I was going to say 6'5".
Yeah, 6'5". He probably weighed about 215.
Okay, so he's sort of Chris Collinsworth-like because he's tall and lanky and fast.
And they talk about Forrest Gump and all that stuff. And the next thing you know, you look up, Eddie got 6 catches, 85 yards, and a touchdown. And they're like, and one of them for 40. And they're looking around like, I say, keep on
Okay, so Cooper Kupp is about 6'2", but he's not 6'5".
No, he's like 6'3", Skip.
I don't think he's 6'3". I thought he's listed at 6'2".
Skip, he's bigger than you think.
Okay, but he's 210-ish.
You know what it is, Skip? Is that when you look at him, most slot receivers are like AB or like Julian Edelman or like Wes Welker, Cole Beasley. We're not used to seeing a guy his size play the slot. And having the season, Skip, those receivers like that, seasons are like that, they're reserved for Jerry Rice or Cal Megatron, Randy Moss. Skip, the dude is on pace for 2,000. And I don't care if it's an extra game. I don't care.
Do you believe 2 defenders were assigned to him on every play last night?
No.
On Cooper Kupp?
No, I don't.
I do.
I don't believe that was, Skip.
I just do. No. I mean, you just have to.
No, because Skip, on his first touchdown, Skip, he called it was a zone. So they see all he did was...
okay, well, I'll give you a zone. But I'm saying when it's man, are there 2 men assigned to him?
It's hard because you don't want to play man or play double him. I would. I mean, you see what how the Ravens approached Devontae. That's like, you know what? We don't care. Okay, Scanlon, we're going to see what you can do. And that's what I would be willing to do. I'm going to see if Van Jefferson, I'm going to see if Odell, if Higbee, if they can beat me. The dude got 16-25 with 3 games to go, Skip.
Okay.
The dude, think about it, Skip. He has 9 games in which he has at least 100 yards.
Okay.
4 games with 90 yards. Only 1 game this season has he not had at least 70 yards receiving.
Okay. So, Cooper Kupp, obviously the number 1 target for Matt Stafford.
Yeah.
He just loves him and trusts him and believes in him and is connected to him almost on a friendship, like a brotherhood level.
Yes.
Okay, he's the first option. I believe Van Jefferson has become the second option for the Rams. Tyler Higbee did not play last night.
He's the third option.
He's the third option.
He might be 2 in front of Jefferson.
He could be. You could be right, which leaves Odell just because there's no Robert Woods.
Right.
If there were Robert Woods, Odell would drop to the 5th option, but he is now the 4th option on this team.
Yes.
So it has come to this for Odell Beckham Jr. Shannon Sharpe does agree. He's the 4th option on the Rams.
I think everybody that's looking that watches the game would agree with what you just said.
So does that mean he gets single covered almost every time? It's probably every time he gets single covered.
I think the thing is more teams are playing them zone, Skip, because Matthew Stafford is dealing. Don't look now. He's 1 touchdown pass behind Tom Brady. And we think Tom Brady's having an unbelievable season.
Okay, so to sum this up, let's see the 3 targets that Odell did get. And I give you the penalties, but the 3 targets, if we could just see how it looked last night, because it was not that memorable to me.
That's the first down, kept a drive alive. We got 3 points out of that.
7 yards. That went 7 yards. And then here's the second one, a little rollout. And I thought he was going to catch this, but he didn't. And here's the third one, the bomb. And I don't know where the throw was, so I'll not put that on Odell.
Right. I think the thing is, Skip, is that it's hard to see because, like, they run a lot of their routes from tight formation. So he's not in conventional wide, like 3 yards, 4 yards outside the numbers. So when he's running it, they need to get on the same pace as Odell. I might start you in a tight split, but I'm going to need you to end up 42-4, which is what we normally throw the deep ball at, 42 yards deep, 4 yards from the sideline.
Okay, so Jake Trotter at ESPN reported after Odell was gone that one issue that he had with Baker or for Baker was that Odell often just decided to run whatever route he thought worked the best given where the defense was.
Right, no, well, you can't do that.
Okay, well, I think that's what happened on that last play that we saw. Because it looked like Matt Stafford thought it was a completely different route.
If you remember, Skip, what problem did Ochocinco have? In Cincinnati, he's just like, okay, the guy's over here, I'm gonna run over here. But when he got to New England, he was out of water. They're like, no, you can't.
Totally agree.
And so, all of a sudden, I was like, ain't no way a guy that was this productive all of a sudden goes somewhere else and can't be productive. It was because, Skip, he got a chance to freelance, ad lib. And you go to a structured Sean McVay system. If it's 8 roll to 10, it's 8 roll to 10. It ain't no you run a slant route because the guy's playing hard outside.
Yep, I agree.
But Odell is fine. So I need you to stop trying to make it seem like Odell is a problem when he ain't the problem.
I'm waiting for the bombshell.
I know you are, but it ain't gonna happen.
It will drop.
It ain't gonna happen.
Odell
it ain't gonna happen.
He can't cope with this. You know it, and I know it. Unless he's totally committed to just promoting himself off the field, where he doesn't really care what happens.
But that's why Odell got friends like me. That's where I come in at.
Really?
Yep, sure do.
Oh. Well, how objective are you?
Ain't no objective.
Yeah.
I just look. My thing is, Skip. First of all, people know I talk to Odell, but I talk to a lot of other guys in the NFL too.
Okay. Well, you should call him after the show and say, Skip predicted that you're going to just throw the biggest tantrum ever in about 2 more games.
He'd probably watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, maybe I saved him from a tantrum.
No, you did not. You ain't saved nobody from. Why you keep making you save somebody? You ain't saved anybody.
I'm trying to head it off
You
with
are
the
anchor.
pass.
You are anchor. You do realize that you the lifeguard with an anchor. Somebody drowning, you put the anchor around their waist. I'm trying to save you. I'm doing the best I can.
I'm trying, Odell.
No, you're not.
I like Odell.
You trying to sink him.
Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.